You are probably wondering why am I sitting with a banana and a microphone that is clipped onto it. But I know that some of you who are used to watching YouTube, Shorts, Instagram, Reels, and TikTok videos, you are familiar with this piece of shit. You are familiar with people who do it like this, who record it like this, which is not okay. It is totally not okay. And today we're going to try to figure out what happened to people. I understand that some people would drop the skits on their heads, but not that many people, I suppose. So let's try to figure out what the hell is happening here. To understand what is happening, first we need to learn what is lavalier mic, because not many people know, apparently. Lavalier mic was designed in 1950s, 1930s, I don't really know, but it was designed for people to be clipped, for microphones to be clipped in here and to record sounds and have your hands free at the same time. It is called lavalier because from French it is translated like a butterfly, because it is like a bow, it is clipped in here. It doesn't really matter. I have no idea. I am not even that fluent in English, let alone French. So we're going to skip all of that and just learn that it was designed for people to wear it on their clothes or under the clothes, and it was really convenient for TV and for theaters, and it is a great instrument. But we're going to fast forward a little bit to 2015 to 2018, when YouTube was gaining a lot of traction. A lot of people started doing their vlogs, and hey, they didn't want to waste any time learning about sound and images and all of that. They wanted views and subscribers, and as many and in the shortest amount of time. So they got these microphones. Also, by the way, lavalier microphone doesn't look like this. It looks a little bit differently, but you've seen already the picture. Never mind. So people bought these microphones at the same time. This strange type of video was becoming really popular, like street interviews. And what an interview looks like typically, professional interview on the street. A person with a microphone, with an expensive microphone, and there is this brand of the channel is doing the interview with the person. But people on YouTube, they did not have money for these types of microphones, so they bought lavalier microphones and were doing these types of interviews, which is totally fine, because there are two people, you cannot clip it in here, and you do not have money for two of those. It is perfectly fine. What is not fine, however, is to use one microphone for one person like this, holding it in your hands. But people were doing it like this anyways. Why? My belief, this is due to three reasons. Reason number one, people have no idea how to record it correctly and how to post-process it correctly. What do I mean? People bought these types of microphones, they clipped it onto clothes, and they ended up with bad audio, whether it is some rustling sound, whether the audio is bad on its own, whether they have no idea how to post-process it. I'm pretty sure they have no idea how to post-process it. And they decided that holding it in their hands and pointing it in their mouth is much better, because it's going to capture a cleaner sound, which is kinda true, but kinda not. Because when you're holding the microphone like this, first of all, you introduce a lot of plosives, lots of plosives distortion, which is sound, and it's going to distort the microphone, which is even worse than having not so great audio. Second thing is that when they record it, they try to be like a little bit like live in the frame, and the sound is going to change depending on the distance, and they have no idea how to do compression, and it sounds not so great, which is a bummer. Reason number two, people have no idea how to clip it correctly under the clothes, because it is a finicky process. It is a delicate process that requires skill, that requires for you to have some time to have your skill perfected. And as we remember, I said before, they do not really want to do that because they want as many views and as many followers in the shortest amount of time. And the whole process of clipping this shit under the clothes is kind of finicky, and it is really sensitive to this rustle sound. So screw with that, they're not going to do this. But the most important reason, the most important, number 3, is that people from 2015 that had no idea how this thing works, they became really popular with millions of subscribers, and they are I don't really know how to say that, they are either really dumb or really not care about any of this. They are still recording audio like this. And people who are watching them, who are trying to build their new YouTube channels, who are at the very beginning of this process, they see this and think that this is totally fine, which is it is not fine, and it is not a shame for a person who's at the very beginning to record sound like this. But it is a shame for a person who's got millions of subscribers, millions of dollars, and a whole team probably to do it like this. To try to perfect your image, not to try to perfect your audio, not to try to perfect the whole process and do it like you did 10 years ago when you had like 10 subscribers. It is really a shame, and it is really something that disappoints me. Really, those people are probably dumb, and when I'm saying they're dumb, I do not really mean that they are lacking the ability of learning something, that there is something wrong with the brain. When I'm saying they're dumb, I mean they do not really want to learn anything new. As long as people watch, and as long as this stream of money is coming to them, they do not want to change anything, because this whole thing for them is not about creativity, is not about trying to perfect the craft that you like. It is about money. It is about the amount of people they are watching them and throwing money at them. It is only about that. And then there is this whole another stage, like post-irony or irony. I have no idea, I'm too old for this type of shit. Is people clipping those microphones onto something like this fucking banana. Those people, they are mocking the people who's holding their microphones in their hands. But to me, it is just an excuse to not do a good job. It is just an excuse to show this and say, hey, I'm mocking them. I can't do it correctly, but I'm not going to, because I'm laughing at those people. You're not gonna do it correctly because you have no idea how to do this. And this whole mocking situation is just an excuse for you to do this lousy job as lousy as those people do. So yeah, the whole idea of this video is, people, try to learn the thing that you're using. You are not trying to use your chair with a nail. You're going to pick up a hammer. So there is the right tool for the right situation, and you have to use it the correct way. Try to apply yourself. Try a little bit harder and try to learn how to post-process the sound, how to capture great sound, how to place it, how to work with it. And it comes not only to microphones, it comes to the cameras, to lighting, to everything. And it's not even about filming. It comes to every aspect of this life. Try to perfect, try to become better. Otherwise, this whole life thing doesn't really mean anything if you intend to just drag through this without trying to become a better person. That's what I'm thinking about this whole situation. Yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye.